All right, Shalom. Let me get straight into this lesson, going into this Mother's Day madness, right? So you got many of our people are going to celebrate this day. They're going to be enchanted by this day with their emotions, right? They're going to reverence back on their mother, right? Which is idolatry when you really think about it. I'm going to go into the origin of it. So once you wake up to the truth, you're supposed to come out of these traditions of men, right? Out of these celebrations of the so-called white man. And we keep saying the so-called white man because that's the system that you're under. You're under a spell. That's why we keep saying it. All right. So this is what, our people enchanted by these celebrations of Babylon. They don't know the Lord, man, because you tell them about the holy days, don't even know what the holy days are. So how you gonna call yourself a God-fearing so-called woman? That fucking bugged out, man. You don't know none of the holy days. You don't understand none of the Bible that you say you believe in. Our people just playing, man. That's why the Most High gonna destroy most of our people. He full of shit, right? And they don't like to be told the truth. It upsets them, but we don't give a damn, man. It says Mother's Day origins. Where did it come from? So this is what you need to be questioning when you celebrate things and putting your spirit and your energy into things, right? You was a time that we was in ignorance, all right? And now we coming out of that ignorance. So you need to be looking at why you doing things. Where these things come from? Should you be celebrating these things? And of course not. It says Mother's Day origin date back to ancient Greeks. All right. So this is that Queen of Heaven worship, right? Worshiping your mother is idolatry, man. Let me read this again. It says Mother's Day origin date back to the ancient Greeks, which are Edomites, so-called white people. In their spring festival, they celebrated the goddess Ray. Let me show you what that is. So this is what you really celebrate, man. It says Ray. Ray, Ray is a mother goddess in the ancient Greek religion and Greek mythology. You hear this? Let's go here. Let's go to some images. All right, this is what this is. That Queen of Heaven worship spirit, right? So this is idolatry. This is a worship of a woman, right? You see what it is? She holding a baby. Madness, man. How people destroy for lack of knowledge. The scripture's not gonna lie. Then he's stupid. All right. It says Ray was closely associated with another mother goddess, Cybele, whom the Romans honored. So that was the reincarnation of that, the Greek, had that Greco-Roman, era when they incorporated all these idols, which the Romans are Edomites as well. All right. And it's really, let me find this other part I wanted to get into. This Edomite. Give me 1 second. Let me find this part. 1 second. Now you can do some extensive research on it, but I'm just getting straight to the meat and potatoes. It's at the very top. It said Mother's Day celebrations declined in popularity in the 1900s, but was rejuvenated by the efforts of an American woman named Anna Jarvis in the 20th century. And this is an Edomite, man. It said Jarvis lobbying the President Woodrow Wilson resulted in Mother's Day becoming an official American holiday in 1914, when our people was going through the Jim Crow era and still getting lynched. All right, you people stupid, man. And we gotta, the people that haven't woke up, let me say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you this devil here. That's this lady Anna Jarvis, right? It says Anna Jarvis was the founder of Mother's Day in the United States. So this tradition really goes back into the Greeks, which are Edomites, the so-called white man, which goes back into idolatry, the worship of a woman. And a lot of these women are enchanted by this day, right? Especially if they got kids or something happens to their mother or so on and so forth. All right. It's a lot of enchantments that's on our people's minds. So you're copying the Edomite, right? Then it's really go back into the Greek culture, which is idolatry, worshiping of idol. Let's go here, man. Give me 1 second. Trying to get through All right, and this is a calendar, which this not a correct calendar, but I'm just giving you the list of the holy days. These are days you're really supposed to be celebrating, man. You know what I'm saying? And our people don't even know nothing about this because the Christian church has failed them, right? You got something called a Passover. You ain't supposed to celebrate Easter. They got something, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Pentecost, the Feast of Trumpets, the Day of Atonement. That's when you fast for 24 hours. You don't drink any water or food, right? The Feast of Tabernacles, right? And let me see. But you get it, man. I can do a whole lesson about this. And you got Hanukkah, which would be the rededication of the temple. All right, so let's go here. Let's go here. 1 second. All right, I'm gonna get into this Isaiah 47, and let me go to 12. It says, "Stand now," and this is talking about America, right? It says, "Stand now on thine enchantments." So I'm gonna go in this word enchantments. I went into this in the other lesson, but I want to go further into this. This is enchantment, Mother's Day. It enchants our people's mind. It controls their emotions. It puts them under a spell. And with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Let's go to this word enchantment, because this place comes with a lot of different enchantments and these celebrations and these traditions and these customs of these places puts our people in a spell. Right here, it says enchantment at the top, the state of condition of being enchanted, literally or figuratively, especially a very delightful influence, a very delightful influence or effect. So our people are under the influence of Babylon and this spirit that comes along with this place. They don't understand the spiritual things. Even when they dumbass say they spiritual, they don't know what the fuck they talking about. They just speaking from emotions. They just speaking on what sounds good and what feels good to them. All right. And that's why the Most High say our people don't know him. All right. So let's go to this word influence. He say very delightful influence. So that word enchantment goes back into the influence, right? It says influence. It says I want you to pay attention to this. This is very important. It says the capacity to have an effect on the character, development, or behavior of someone or something. So our people are under the influence, right, of this American spirit, which is the Edomite spirit, which it controls their behavior. Behavior is what you do and what you don't do. Let's go here. Check this out. It says influence, to cause someone to change a behavior, belief that's heavy, or opinion, or to cause something to be changed. All right. So our people are under the influence, which is, to go back into the enchantment, which is a spell, which is they under the influence goes back into influence, which controls their behavior, what they do, what they don't do, what they believe in, what they don't believe in, and how they move out here. Right. So this is very deep. And that's why, let's go here. Jeremiah 4:22. So when you tell them about the holy days, right, they don't have no idea what's going on. They know about these holidays of America, right? They don't know the Lord. That's why this scripture was written, Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish, very foolish, bugged out nation. Don't have no knowledge. It's stupefied in a stupor. They have not known me. That's why they said, I love God and I'm God friend. They lying. They don't know what the fuck they talking about, man. They are sightless children. That means stupid. And they have none understanding. So they don't have no understanding when it comes to the spiritual matters and dealing with this Bible, dealing with the correct knowledge, dealing with a lot of stuff, man. Right? They've been indoctrinated under plantation Christianity. Right? They are wise to do evil. So to do these celebrations of Babylon, they get all into it. They pour all their heart and soul and spirit inside of this. But to do good, they have no knowledge. So to do the holy days, they don't even know what the holy days are. Because why? The Christian church has failed our people, right? They don't even know about this. That's why the Lord said our people don't know him. So when they're in the world, you don't know the Lord. right? You know the God of Christianity, which is a whole different entity from the God out of the Bible. Let's go here. Let's go here. The book of Romans 12 and 2. All right. Let's go to the KJV, then I'm going to scroll up. It says, and be not conformed to this world. What does this mean? I'm going to break this down. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you have to renew your mind. It's an ultimate mental game over here. Your mind controls your body, which controls your behavior, what you do and what you don't do, what you believe and what you don't believe. It controls your actions, where you go and where you don't go, what you celebrate and what you don't celebrate. It's deep that you may prove that that is good and acceptable and perfect, what's acceptable to the Lord and perfect will of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, not acceptable to the world. You're supposed to be detaching from the world. But a lot of you people are so weak, you can't do that. Romans 12 and 2. Check this out. This heavy. New Living Translation. It says, don't copy the behavior and customs of this world. What is one of these customs? Mother's Day, Father's Day. I mean, we can keep going down the list. All these different enchantments. All right, which goes back to idolatry. But let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. That's heavy. Because your mind controls your body. It controls what you do and don't do, the way you think, the way you don't think. Controls your actions. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is believing on this doctrine, keeping those statutes, laws, commandments to the best of your ability, and trying, putting your best foot forward, man. And that's how you really know the Lord, which is good and pleasing and perfect. So that pleases the Lord when you try to live by his way, the best of your abilities. Let's go here. First Peter 2 and 9. That's why most of these people they don't know the Lord. It's obvious that it's only for the elect. Because you look at most of these people, they still under the spell of Babylon. They still caught up in this world. They still dancing to the beat of the world. First Peter 2 and 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation. What does that mean, holy? We're going to get into that word. A peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness. What does this darkness represent? Being oblivious, being ignorant, being lost, not knowing what's going on, blindly following the world customs into his marvelous light, which would be this truth. Let's go to this word holy, right? Because a lot of people, you had this clown, Kevin Gates, was talking about he was holy. He was doing an interview with a woman. He was like, don't touch me. This nigga bugged out, man. You know, he don't know what holy even means. Let's go to this word holy. And you Israelites are you dumb down, man. The Israelites that's in the world. I'm not talking to you brothers and you sisters that's waking up or you in the truth. All right, this word holy. I want to show you something. What that word holy means. Number 2 at the top. It says set apart for God. So that word holy goes back into being separate. You can't be doing what the world do and say you so-called God fearing. All right, especially you women, because you got that bad out of your own ignorance. Right? You men as well. You can't say you with the Most High. You can't serve two masters. All right, set apart means separate. So you have to separate from the traditions and the opinions, the emotions of this world. That's how you get into the good graces of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Right? And that's how you born again and so on and so forth, man. But this world is completely walking in darkness and ignorance and stupidity. All right? And off their own lust. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rachak Kodash. Shalom.